This is a quick build showcase on my Hidden Blade Windburst Autobomber. So when I first saw this skill, I realized that it scaled very similarly to Spark. You scale its damage with projectile speed and skill effect duration. So we're getting all of our projectile speed from strength from this corrupted implicit on grafts, and we're getting as much increased duration from the tree, from corruptions on gear, from an unnatural instinct, grabbing these 2 extra points. We're getting as much of that as we can in hopes to fill whatever area we're standing in with projectiles, much like I'm sure you've seen all the Spark builds doing in the past. This is a generic strength stacker setup, replica Elberons, Iron Fortress. I chose to go for spell block here, and you can counter the unlucky spell block with this graft. And obviously Crown of Eyes, I got one with increased duration, not necessary, but it's kind of nice. We are running a Squire setup, obviously, to support Hidden Blade and Windburst. Fury Valve is by far best in slot for this build. It has a bit of a strange interaction with Windburst itself. I believe we're getting a lot more effectiveness out of this amulet than most other projectile builds would. Other than that, you know, just generic strength stacker rares, life, res, strength. We do need 2 warlord items to satisfy, not the balance of terror, where is it? To satisfy Bound by Destiny. Increased strength if you have 2 warlord items equipped. Balance of Terror is to apply Wither. We also have a little bit of Wither chance here if you can't be bothered casting your curse from Unholy Might. This also converts the physical damage from the dagger itself into chaos, so we're not wasting that 200 or so physical damage. Other than that, Deadeye, we want the 2 additional projectiles, Far Shot because these projectiles travel very far very quickly, so we get to the maximum 30% more very quickly on these projectiles. Gathering Winds is optional. You can either take Avidity or Gathering Winds. However, Avidity, your frenzy charges will get consumed by Phase Run. So for mapping, I wouldn't run this, I'd just run Tailwind. For bossing, you can unsocket Phase Run and go for Avidity if you want a bit more damage. And then, last but not least, Focal Point. This gives us 2 additional splits for our projectiles on marked targets from Sniper's Mark. Again, this build is very similar to Spark builds. You really want to choose your arena carefully, which boss you want to fight with it carefully. I wouldn't really take it into massive square arenas like Searing Exarch. It really shines in, you know, smaller arenas like Maven's Crucible, Shaper's Arena, Uber Shaper. Map layouts you kind of want to do tight corridor sort of maps. Most tier 17s are perfectly fine for it, but I would stay away from things like dunes. It really excels in league mechanics that are in enclosed spaces, things like Alva, Ritual, any sort of league mechanic where your projectiles can bounce off walls and hit the target multiple times. Another way to play this build would be using a Paradoxica and a Wrathpith Globe, putting your main link in your body armor, and using either Cyclone or Static Strike to proc it. This setup would actually be a lot more damage than the Hidden Blade setup, but you're obviously sacrificing the Autobomber playstyle, so it's up to you which route you choose if you're going to play this build. Some future upgrades are obviously rings and belt. Rings, you're looking for the heist bases, so 50% increased effect to get a bunch more strength. If you're able to fit reses elsewhere with like a Mageblood setup, you can opt for strength crit multi suffixes instead of resistances. That'll be a future upgrade for me. I'll likely be switching to a Mage Blood setup in the next couple of days, probably scaling my defenses a bit more. Let me know if you want to see an update on that. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the build. Peace.
One of my captors felt no emotion. He did not hesitate to the cause of great now. All he feels intense, unstoppable agony. Stretches the sanity of the mind. Your luck will run out soon. I cannot lose them.
They lied to you, Father. I'm your true memory.
To save the future, the past must be sacrificed. Irrelevant!